Okay, the Bible never says that Jesus had to get up after 3 days. The consistent testimony of Scripture is that Jesus rose on the third day. Paul says this in First Corinthians. He said, Jesus rose the third day according to the Scriptures. In Luke, I believe it's Luke 24. I may be wrong on the exact scripture, but the two disciples on the road to Emmaus, they met Jesus. They said, this is the third day since these events happened. The third day. Okay? Jesus says that just like Jonah was in the belly of the whale, so shall the Son of Man be in the heart of the earth. Not the belly of the earth, the heart of the earth. That's an idiom. That's a phrase that literally means in the hands of man. Remember, Jesus is not subject to death. He said, I lay my life down and I pick it back up again. So from the time he is betrayed on that Thursday, he is placed in the heart of the earth. This is the key to this is understanding when Paul says this. Paul said, this is the gospel. The gospel is the death, burial, and resurrection. Paul says in the same passage that the testimony is that Jesus rose the third day according to the scriptures. So literally for 3 days, 3 nights, Jesus is placed in the heart of the earth, in the hands of man. Starting Thursday evening, because a day for Jews is the evening and the morning. Thursday evening to Friday, Jesus is suffering at the hands of man. He's whipped, he's beaten, he's stripped, he has his beard plucked out, he has a crown of thorns pressed into his head, he is nailed on Friday to a cross. He hung there for the 6th to the 9th hour. He dies. He's hanging there now dead until the evening. It's almost another day. And so right before the Sabbath started at 6 o'clock, they take Jesus down off the cross and they bury him in Joseph of Arimathea's tomb, a new tomb that he had just carved out. Now from 6 o'clock Friday, until 6 o'clock Saturday, Jesus in the tomb all day. That's the scripture. Then from 6 o'clock Saturday until sometime early Sunday morning, he's still in the tomb. The evening and the morning, first day. And so you know how we reckon time. From 6 to 12 is night. From 12 to whatever is morning. So Jesus is in the tomb. We know it's dark when he get up, because the text says that Jesus, the light shine bright, the soldiers fall down like they dead, the stoners roll away, Jesus risen. Still night. By the time daybreak comes on that third day, the ladies comes to the tomb. He's not there, the two men said. He is risen like he said he was. Like he told you in Galilee. Now, this happened on the third day since these events started. Day 1 would be Thursday to Friday. Because why? Jesus is suffering and he died. Day 2, Jesus is in the grave. Day 3, he gets up out of the grave. Why? Because he says, the heart of the earth, the hands of man. The Bible never said he had to be in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. That's people's false interpretation of scripture. The Bible clearly says that he has to be in the heart of man. The word 3 days and 3 nights is an idiom. Let's say it again. It's an idiom. It is an idiom. It is used in Esther. Esther says this. She said, y'all fast for 3 days, then I'm going to see the king. She didn't wait till at the end of the third day. On the third day, while they were still fasting, she goes in and she goes to see the king. Jesus used the same phrase. The same phrase. It's like, think about this. Somebody call you and they say, where you at? You should have been here by now. Well, I got a couple of more miles to go. You know you ain't really got a couple of miles to go. You really mean anything more than 2 miles. So same thing with 3 days and 3 nights. It's not 3 literal days and 3 literal nights. It's any period of time more than 2 days. Any period of time more than 2 days. For instance, there's another idiom that most of us don't understand. For Acts chapter 1. Jesus says these words to his disciples, not given to you at other times of the season, that the Father has placed into his hand. He says to them that as relates to the kingdom, no man knows the day nor the hour. That's an idiom. It's an idiom that represents Rosh Hashanah, because no man knows the day or the hour that Rosh Hashanah comes. Because you're waiting on the rabbi or priest to tell you that they saw the new moon. And that's how you know when that day's come. That's why usually Rosh Hashanah lasts 2 days. With that being said, that's the mystery. I hope you understand it. I hope it is clear to you. It's not 3 literal days, 72-hour period, because that actually caused the scripture to be broken if you make it a 72-hour period. The Bible never says that. The Bible simply says that on the 3rd day he rose.